Hi guys, and welcome to this week's blockchain news. Today I have with me Ben, and Ben will talk us through a couple of the trends and things happening this week. So Ben.
Okay, so I'm sure some of you have seen this already if you're a user of Twitter, but Joseph Lubin's tweet storm, wow, okay, so he didn't hold back, basically proclaiming that blockchain is a movement and that the recent market cap doesn't reflect the activity, and that decentralized networks are essentially still growing, and we absolutely see that too. So he went on to mention a few real world problems that blockchain solutions are providing the answer to, such as the Japanese e-voting system, and he also mentioned some real world use cases for bettering people's lives, such as the blockchain platform for the Syrian refugees. Now, he also mentioned the weird and wonderful world of crypto, mentioning Vitalik Buterin's famous t-shirts, but also the crypto kitties as well. And he basically signed it off saying, "I still believe." Now, we do too. If you want to find out more, head to Twitter.
Yes, indeed. Joseph Lubin's a popular figure in the blockchain world, of course. So whenever he tweets, we listen. So this week I wanted to bring more of a trend. 2018 we've seen a lot of peaks and troughs. So looking forward to 2019, I've managed to come up with three trends that I think will be important to keep an eye out. So first things first, proof of concepts. I think this year we've seen towards the back end of 2018 an increase in innovative companies actually coming up with proof of concepts and actually finally implementing those in real world enterprise solutions. So I think 2019 we'll see an increase in that, a drastic increase. I'm not saying it will be mass adoption, so we're not quite at mass adoption yet, but certainly an increase and a level up from 2018.
Fantastic, I completely agree, and we're seeing that with some of the clients that we're working with right now.
Yeah.
So moving on, Switzerland gives the green light to the first crypto exchange traded product, which as many of you know, is fantastic news. It basically gives organisations that don't have the ability through restrictions maybe, or they just don't want to look after digital assets, the ability to invest in crypto. Essentially, you might have thought that this would book the trends in the markets recently. Unfortunately, that isn't the case, despite it being named HODL5, hold on for dear life. Now the market has continued to decline. Are you still holding on?
Well, I'm sure there are a lot of viewers, I'm sure there are a lot of you holding on. So, second trend that I have thought about is government and the government catching up. This year we've seen a lot of governments from the US to the some of the European states to Asian governments catching up with the blockchain trend, and I think that will continue to magnify itself in 2019, whereby we'll see a lot more competition. I think this year we've seen Switzerland, Malta, Lithuania, Liechtenstein, those countries take a lead because they were first to market, and I think a lot more competition will arise as governments and states take a favourable stance on blockchain and cryptocurrency as a whole.
Okay, so absolutely. I mean, moving forward from that, we've seen a huge U-turn this week with the AWS CEO Andy Jassy. Said he wasn't interested in blockchain a year ago. Now that obviously turns out not to be the case. So we've heard the release of two new products from AWS. We've got the Quantum Ledger database and we've got the Amazon managed blockchain. Sounds like it's going to have a fantastic impact. It's basically going to help companies scale up their blockchain platforms using Hyperledger and Ethereum, so it could have a fantastic reach for mass adoption essentially.
Nice, yeah, nice, very nice. Amazon, huge company, getting in that space, which is good. And lastly, the blockchain rebranding. I think blockchain this year has seen quite a separation from blockchain and crypto, and I think that will again be magnified in the new year. I think people need to understand that cryptocurrency and blockchain are two different things within themselves, and I think with that rebranding will come a separation of blockchain, actualization, where people will think blockchain isn't only for the finance sector but for supply chain, transportation. I'm sure a lot of our clients are in those other various spaces. So that's it for this week's blockchain news, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.